Hey Dabo, it's Chapel with the State. How much has Wesco been able to practice over the last 2 days?
I mean, a pretty good bit. I mean, not as much as I'd like, but we ramping him up and just kind of going at his pace.
Two more guys, Vic Burley and Stephylan Green. I know both dealing with injuries. How are they both doing, and how they do over the bye week to get to where they are right now?
Yeah, they're good. Both back.
And then offensive line-wise, to have Sadler and Sewell back healthy in that group, those top 7 or so, what's kind of been your thoughts on how that rotation's gone the last few weeks? And is that kind of the group is that a top 7 per se, or how many do you think are kind of comfortably in that rotation?
Yeah, well, we really haven't had Sadler. I don't think he's played since maybe App State. Because he's battled some injuries, and he's still a guy that's day to day. But he really hasn't. I think he's only played 2 games, maybe 3, but I think it's only 2. So, we really haven't been able to have that full rotation. But, coming into the season, definitely those guys were, starters for us. And that's how we look at them. And, whenever we got everybody all hands on deck, that's, you're looking for a good rotation. But when we've had Sadler, he's been able to start, and I think Tate missed a game, and those guys can kind of complement each other. But I think Harris, in particular, who has been available, and you've seen him play more and more, and he's been able to take a load and be able to take some of that burden off of Walker, and being able to get him in there. I mean, it's been good. I mean, he's done a nice job for us.
Hey Dabo, this is Darian Carter with the Greenville News. I think Jay Haynes became the starting kick returner. I guess, what did you guys see from him to kind of make you want to make that move?
Yeah, he's been starting at kick return since game 2. We started him off against Georgia. Just honestly, veteran guy in that situation. But yeah, he's been starting ever since and doing a good job. I mean, he had the one miscue. I don't know, a couple games ago, should have been it might have been the Virginia game, should have been a big return. It was a short kick, and he should have, he kind of mishandled the ball. But outside of that, I mean, he's just a guy that has great vision. He's a slasher, and, handles the ball well. So he's been a good decision maker for us, and he's done a good job. Again, just gaining experience week in and week out.
Toby Corson with Tiger Illustrated. After talking to RJ yesterday, he kind of classified this defense as boom or bust right now. How have you used this off week to create more consistency in the defense?
Well, a lot of the busts have been with just some substitutions and getting big leads and trying to play some people and not having as much continuity with some of the guys. So really, we spent a lot of time on really trying to work our depth and challenge some of the guys that, we need to get better. But also, some of the older guys too that have made some mistakes. But I think that's probably the biggest thing. I think if they were playing 4 quarters every game, it probably wouldn't be as much. But some of the games that we've had, with how we've gotten big leads, you got to get some guys out of the game, and you're playing other guys, and so that's kind of led to a little bit of, feast or famine, and a little bit of some, skewing of the statistics as well, defensively.
And then Wade was just telling us how much you referenced the 2022 season coming out of a bye and kind of stumbling. How much have you used that to motivate the team going forward after this bye week?
Well, I just think the biggest thing in 22, we screwed it up. That team was good enough to be there, and we won the league, but we had one really bad outing, and then we, one of those 3 losses that we've had at home in the last decade plus. We lost by 1 point at home with a lead in the 4th quarter. We didn't finish, so that's really kind of what's kept us from being great. Is finishing. Last year we finished really well, but we didn't get off to the start that we wanted. But the same thing, we didn't finish those games early in the season. Overtime, double overtime, 1 score, pick 6 game. We had plenty of opportunity at Duke, 2 fumbles on the 1 yard line. We didn't finish the drive. So but we finished the season well, and we had a good season. But if we're going to have a great season, you got to put it all together. And so here we are, right where we were a couple years ago, and these guys, they got an opportunity right in front of them, and we'll see if they are committed enough to do what they need to do to finish.
Hey, Dabo, it's Chapel again. Quincy Riley, their top corner, just kind of what's your thoughts on seeing him on film? And he's a guy who's from the state of South Carolina. Did y'all look at him at all as a recruit, if you remember anything about that?
No, not really. I mean, maybe early, but I think that was we had some guys, we had some guys commit early, and once we kind of get our number, we're kind of on to the next group. But good player. He's a really good player. Really, really good player. I think that all of their secondary, they've got guys that can run and they're physical. They play well with their hands. Good change in direction, but incredibly competitive on that back end.